Hey guys, what's happening? I'm gonna try this again. We stopped for the day of traveling. Um, we lost a little bit of time. We got stuck in a traffic jam on the west side of Cleveland, and it blocked us or jammed us up for a good 45 minutes. But oh well. See if anybody shows up. Um, if not, then I'll just talk to myself. But anyways, I'll be right back because I will share this stream real quick. Um, don't go nowhere. I'm back. I'll be back. All right, I'm back. So, anyways, wait a little bit, see if anybody shows up. If not, no big deal. But the phone should be okay this time because we're stopped in a Motel 6, so we splurged a lot of money on a hotel here. So, oh, got two people. You in the chat? Oh, I don't have to read the chat this time. Yeah, I actually got. Yeah, I don't need Jake. I don't need Jake for this. So just my glasses. But yeah, we stopped at a Motel 6 in between Cleveland and Toledo. So some town called Sandusky, but somewhere like that. But anyways, we stopped, grabbed some stuff at McDonald's, and I got a couple soda pops here. That's good. Don't matter. I'm trying to give you light a little bit. I'm fine in the dark. I ain't got but one person here anyway, so don't even know who it is. They ain't said nothing. But anyways, we were having once we stopped for lunch, and after that, it was getting hot. The phone in the holder because the backside wasn't getting any air. Plus the holder was like up near the windshield, and the phone was getting hot, and that kept tripping out. Plus, our our service going down the interstate was kind of sketchy, and like, we kept dropping signal too. So, um, hey, what's up? What's up, Peplin? Yeah, we stopped for the evening. Um, some I said that a little couple minutes ago, just rambling, but we stopped at a hotel in between Toledo and Cleveland. So we'll finish the trek tomorrow. So we got probably 400, maybe 450, 460 miles to go. So I'll drive that tomorrow. So it's pretty much a full day of driving tomorrow. So I didn't want to drive too long today. I was getting tired, but it's all good. That's why I left on Monday because I didn't want to push myself because I'm a fat old dude. So when I get tired, I don't like to drive too long. How much longer am I streaming for? I have no time frame, Caleb. I'm just doing this to kill time. Um, The first stream we did this morning, that was a lot of fun, and like yeah, we streamed for like about 3.5 hours, and that made like it seemed like driving to Buffalo from made like semen. Yeah, but anyways, from Albany to Buffalo, it seemed like a half-hour ride. But yeah, want to co-host to pass the time. I don't even know how to do that, so I really don't. Um, I'm not too savvy with StreamYard or even the YouTube app. But anyways, we stopped. Jake's chilling. We grabbed a couple things from McDonald's down the street. I grabbed some soda pops and.
They call it pop up here too.
Right? What?
I think
pop?
Yeah, they don't call soda.
What do you guys call soda? You call it pop? You call it soda? Or some people just call it Coke. Everything's a Coke. You could be drinking a Dr. Pepper, but people call it a Coke.
Hey,
so
you got that Coke?
Yeah. But I don't know, from where I come from, we call it soda or soda pop. I call it both. So,
Holy moly.
but if you're drinking a Coke, you're drinking a Coca-Cola. I don't know what he's holy molying about, but
I'm never drinking this beverage again, bro.
Why that?
There's like 63 grams of like sugar.
That's good for you. That's good for your teeth.
Yep.
Yeah.
Really good for my teeth.
Yeah.
It doesn't get
What's up, Skull?
Concentrated too.
How's it going? So, we'll probably get up tomorrow. Jake ain't gonna want to hear this, but we'll probably get up tomorrow. I usually am up by 6:00, but we'll probably hit the road. I'm wanting to hit the road no later than 7:30. So, that'll probably put us. I bet you it'll put us in Madison probably if there's no traffic jams. No.
No, like 12. 12.
No.
It's like 5 hours.
From here?
Yeah. It's like 5 hours.
No. It's like 450 miles. So it's like that's a good friggin' 8-hour drive, I think. So, yeah. Divide 450 by 50. So, that's without stopping.
450 divided by 50?
Yeah.
It's 9.
So that's 9 hours.
So
that would be a 9-hour ride tomorrow.
Yeah, so it's gonna be we leave at like 7.
I don't know.
We're gonna get there like 4 or 5 p.m.
Yeah, maybe. So like early evening tomorrow. Again, that's hopefully no traffic. Didn't I see you on the road earlier? Yes, only Oscars. So we've been on the road.
We're technically still on.
Yeah, we're still on the road. We just made a pit stop at a Motel 6 for the evening, just because I didn't want to spend a lot of money on a hotel just for a couple hours. But the Motel 6, it's actually, for a Motel 6, this is, I mean, it's a Motel 6, so it's not fancy. But it's not bad, and it's actually pretty clean, which is, I know it's not saying a lot, but it's a Motel 6. But like all the carpet and stuff here, this is all brand new, fresh paint, so it's not bad. And it was cheap, so, well, cheap compared. I think we paid, I think it was $70. And then through hotels.com, I had I think a $43 credit. So the room didn't really cost much at all. So, hey, I'm going live if you want to join. Okay. Yeah, I mean, no frills. I'm only staying here just need a place to sleep. So that's why we're staying here. But it doesn't have a refrigerator. So I had to do this with the ice bucket. So there's my refrigerator. If you could see that, but that's a makeshift refrigerator. No microwave either, but that's okay. There's a McDonald's down the street, so we got some good healthy food. But oh, you just bumped up our hotel reservation, so we are staying. Oh, we just bumped up our. Okay, cool. Yeah, I'll be there from Wednesday till Monday at the Madison Marriott. So actually Tuesday, because we'll be in there tomorrow night, and if the rates are reasonable, I'll just book it Tuesday night. But I checked hotel rooms around that area also, and they're pretty reasonable. That whole area is pretty reasonable. Yeah, the ice bucket cooler thing works good, Skull, because that's all I got. I wish the room had a refrigerator, but you don't get much for what I paid for. So, anyways, ice buckets are great for fish rooms. Don't leave it at the hotel. I don't want to pay $20 for it. Only Oscars, and they got my credit card, so I don't want to. I don't want them to bill me for what they call it incidentals. Hey Caprice, what's happening? Thanks for joining. Um, this live stream has no agenda, no subject, no anything except um, just BSing. Uh, that's all. Again, we're on the road on our way to Madison to the ACA Catfish Cataclysm. Really looking forward to it, and we're just killing time, bullshitting with the fish family. So, what's up, Craig? Hello again.
What you watch? That shit's loud.
Yeah, this kid in the back watching something. Coro, is there a secret to booking hotel rooms? I know. Clear you, clear your cookies. I use hotels.com. Coro works. I signed in, make an account, and you get a decent rate through hotels.com, but it's not always the best rate because I actually got a better rate for the Keystone Clash. I also have an account with the IHG Hotels, which is the Holiday Inn, and not really account like I go there a lot of times, but I have, I signed in. They get your name, address, email, and all that, and then they send you a bunch of bullshit emails for doing that. But I got a better rate directly with IHG than I did when I looked at it through hotels.com by like about $10 a night. So it was worth going around hotels.com. But I personally have used hotels.com for a while now, like 10 years maybe. And I like it because every time you book a hotel through the room or through the website, um, you build up a little bit of credit. So if you stay in hotels a lot, it actually it's beneficial to do that because you'll end up building up credit and enough to either pay for a hotel or get a discounted rate. Like this hotel here, when I booked it online, I didn't know I had any credits built up, but I had like $43 worth of credit, and it asked me if I wanted to use it. It gives you the option, so I did. I used it. You gotta use it no matter what. So this room was cheap, $70, and then $43 off of that. So that's all I paid. So it was cheap. I eat or smoke cookies, never cleared cookies. I eat cookies. I don't smoke cookies. So Can you drop my live link for tonight? Caleb, you going live right now? Which is fine. Everybody could do whatever they want, but if you, to me, if you're going live up against somebody else, I don't think it's kind of cool to drop your live link in someone else's, stream. But whatever, you do whatever you want to do. So, yeah,
It's just weird.
it is. And if you're going at a later time, fine. But if you going same time as somebody else, I don't know. But again, do whatever you want. But yeah, that's cool. Coral Works. Yeah, Lori, that's fine. I didn't know. Like but and plus, I just say it like it is anyway. So. But, yeah, only Oscars. Am I a smart shopper? I'm frugal, so I try to save $1 if I can. Um, not on everything, but on some things, on hotel rooms for sure. And if there's a restaurant I like to eat at a lot and I got a coupon, I'm damn sure going to use a coupon. I, I, I have I don't really care about it. I do it, and it don't matter. But yeah, if I got a coupon for something, I use it. Um, hey, Roxanne. Um, I don't think I'm going to have any technical difficulties right now. So, but yeah, if you guys have any questions, feel free to hit me up. It could be hobby related or not. I don't care. But I'm just, like I said, I'm just here shooting the breeze. What's up, George? Thanks for coming in and hanging out, killing time while we're away from the house. So, and we might when we get to or when the convention's going on. It depends on how busy it is. I expect it to be pretty busy, so I might not be able to. But if I have like a little bit of downtime, I might just do like quick pop ups. Excuse me. Might try to do like quick pop up, quick walk around if I get some downtime, just to show you guys what's going on at the ACA. There's going to be people that are going to do videos. I'm sure of that. So you'll get to see some stuff later on, but I'll try to do like a live so you could see it right then. But I'm sure Chris Biggs will do a video on the whole event that he'll post at a later time. I'm sure he will. And then plus there's probably going to be other people there too. I'm not sure if Roxanne, you guys going to try to do some videos of the show? It'd be kind of cool to do like a little montage of what's going on, what it's about. So like my hair too, Foxy? I chopped it off the other day. It was friggin' hot. I went to the barbershop and they gave me a Dewey cut. What was that show?
Malcolm in the Middle.
Oh, yeah. When I get my hair cut like this, my family calls me Dewey from Malcolm in the Middle. So that's my Dewey cut.
Bryan Cranston was the dad.
Yeah, he was. That was a funny show.
I forget who plays the mom.
Caprice, if you want a discount on kjaquatics.com, Um, Foxy has one for her channel, and if she wants to post it here, she can. Because without me looking on my computer, I forget what it is. But that's 12% off on our website, which is, for some people they don't think it's a lot, but 12%, it can be significant. Sometimes when I process orders and a coupon code is used, I was like, damn, that's a lot of money I just gave away. But is what it is. That's what we do. So, yeah, there you go. So, yeah, feel free to use that code that we have for Roxanne that she uses on her channel. Depths Unknown has one also. Michael's Fish Room has one. Um, and I know Tim from Crypt Keeper Aquatics has one. So we've given codes to a couple of our buddies, so to use. Yeah, thank you for posting that, Lori. And I see my buddy Mateo is here. For some reason, fishfam.link doesn't have one though. Oh, I could fix that. I You got to remind me about stuff. I'll definitely fix that. I got to do it on my computer though, so I can't just make one up and give it to you right now. Because unless I put it into the WooCommerce website, it won't take. So that's true. CoreWorks, that's true. That's um, it's nice to offer something to for my friend's channel, and I really appreciate the business that they generate when they give us a shout out. So it goes both ways. But yeah, no, you're right. So, and then if you guys follow us, another thing, and you could do it if you want, but follow our Facebook page. It's facebook.com/KJE Aquatics. If you follow our Facebook page, I do flash sales on occasion. I'll do like for 4th of July, we had a coupon code that I gave out on our Facebook page that was a little bit more than what I give some of the influencers. So, and I'll do that on occasion, depending on what it is. Like I said, we did one for 4th of July. We did a 20% one. Uh, I don't know, a month or so ago, just because I needed to generate some money because I got hit with a big ass fat tax bill that I that I wanted to pay off. So I had inventory. It's sitting there. Inventory don't make you no money just sitting there. So I gave a 20% discount code just to move some stuff to generate some cash so I could pay Uncle Sam because I didn't want to pay it in payments and then pay interest rate. So, but luckily we generated enough money. Plus, I had money. It's not like I'm broke. I ain't got a lot of money, but I'm not like destitute. But yeah, we were able to pay it off, in one check, so I don't have to pay no stupid interest rate because um, the IRS charges like stupid interest rate. You know, it's probably 18 to 20%. I'm guessing. So 18 to 20% on $4,000 or $5,000 is it's a pretty good chunk of money. It's not money that you just want to spend extra just because you feel like it. So, but yeah. What's up, Scotty Aquati? No, Coral. The discount codes are you could keep reusing them. Yeah. So if you have the coupon code for Foxy's channel, just use it. So yeah, Matt, I hate the IRS. I hate taxes, and I haven't had to pay in like a long time. But the reason I had to pay this year is if you guys don't know, we went full time KJE January, February, March of 2022. We've been in business since 2016, but we went full time KJE 2022. I worked for my other full time employer. I worked for them for almost 20 years. Things come to a head, and we separated. Um, I was planning on quitting anyways, but they just helped me along because I told them to f off. Basically, not in those exact words, but the moral of the story is I told them to suck it, and I got fired. I actually never been fired from a job before. So since they fired me, I filed for unemployment and I collected unemployment and I did what I needed to do for unemployment. And so that check, unemployment in New York State, I don't know about other states, but I'm in New York. They don't take taxes out of that check. So with the money I made, um, with the money, anyways, I ended up having to pay taxes, and probably mainly because no taxes were taken out of the unemployment compensation. So Capri says my Army vet, and we use military discounts as most as possible. I shop at Lowe's, Caprice, because Lowe's gives me military discount. So does Home Depot, but Home Depot makes you jump through hoops, and Home Depot makes it hard on the vets. So I don't shop at Home Depot. So if you're really like a true hardcore vet, you, I would pick Lowe's over Home Depot any day. Home Depot, I had words with them, and they don't. They offer something, but make you have to fucking jump through hoops and do all types of tiptoeing just to save a couple bucks. So I tell Home Depot to suck it. So um, but Caprice, yeah, our discounts through some of the influencers. I can make one. I definitely can make one, but it's going to be the same percentage as what Foxy has or Jason has or Michael has. Um, that reminds me, I got to change Tim's. Tim's. I don't want to hurt Tim if you're watching, or if you guys are buddies of Tim's. Tim's is a just a tiny bit less than Foxy's and Jason's and Michael's. But so I'm gonna up that so everybody's on the same plane. I don't want to hurt anybody's feelings. So I got to change Tim's when I get back to my. I got to do it on the computer. I can't do it on my phone. So mermaids are magic. You see, Home Depot did that because they had years of fraud and discounts. Liquid Zoo, that's probably true, but it's still BS. And all I had to do for Lowe's, and Home Depot won't do it. All I had to do for Lowe's is go to Lowe's.com. You apply for the military discount. And what you do, if you have your ID from the um, like the VA or whatever, if you're disabled, that will suffice. But it won't anymore at Home Depot. But for Lowe's made it simple, and it's legit. Is you go to their website and you upload a copy of your DD-214. They'll verify it, and then they attach your code, your discount code, to your phone number. And Lowe's, all you had to do was give them a name, and they would look it up. But now you have to give them your ID card. So you can't give your phone number to your cousin Larry and have him use it, because they actually verify it with your photo ID. So, Home Depot had people returning boxes of rocks, and the managers told us to just run the returns. Yeah, I've seen people do that shit at Walmart. Maybe not rocks, but
No, people definitely
yeah,
do that at Walmart a couple of times.
yeah. But yeah, Liquid Zoo, Lowe's, I think treats the vets better, in my opinion. Maybe not for everybody, but I have both stores in my local area, like most everybody else does, and I had issues at Home Depot and never had an issue at Lowe's. So if that says anything, um, that's my story on that subject. So I'm on your site. Do you have any leaf ditty? I see the other two ditties. Um, Only Oscars. I can make one. I really can. That's a good idea. I can't do it right now because I don't have my computer, but I could. I do have the botanical pod ditty, and I made the cone like ditties, just a cone assortment. But that's a good idea. I'll do one with leaves because we I some of my leaves are like I had packaged from the supplier overseas. So I'm not gonna open those, but loose, I have I have cocoa leaves, I have Indian almond leaves, and I have cashew leaves. So I could do like a little ditty bag with those three, um, and I can bring in other leaves. So that's a good idea. Maybe I'll make one for the time being when I get back in, for those three leaves because I buy those in loose. But the guava leaves, the jackfruit, those are already sealed in a nice retail package. So I'm not gonna rip all those open, for now. But I can get those in also loose. But the last supply I got, again, I had them prepackaged and labeled from my overseas supplier. Um, Coral Works air compressor box full of dirt and rocks instead of product. Yeah, that's pretty shady. Um, that is pretty shady, and those people, what you do when you do stuff wrong, it turns around and come back and bite you. That's why I might not be the nicest guy, but I treat everybody in business. I'll treat everybody fairly, and I'm not going to BS you. Um, and I've had people try to screw me, um, definitely. So it sucks. There's always crappy people. He has some monster leaves. Yeah, those big giant leaves, Peplin. Those are uh, cocoa leaves from the trees that the cocoa pods come from. So if you look on our website, you'll see the cocoa pods, and then those big leaves. Those are the leaves that come from that tree, and then those cocoa pods. The fruit from those cocoa pods is actually what they make chocolate from. So it's pretty cool. And those grow. I get ours from Southeast Asia, but they grow in parts of India, West Africa, but ours come from like Southeast Asia. That's where I get mine from. But Core Work says magnolia, oak, banana, catappa, mulberry, and maybe build ditties out of damaged or ugly leaves. I used to get guava leaves from one supplier, and they were shitty quality, and I started selling them like that in a bag. Um, but they were all wrinkled up and busted, so I started selling them. I got rid of them. I finally worked that through that inventory, but I was just selling them to shrimp keepers. But they were all like busted up, and I quit buying them from that supplier. But the suppliers, because I have actually a few on, depending on the botanical. The suppliers now that I've been dealing with for a while. So which is nice because you build up relations with with your suppliers, and dealing with people overseas. Sometimes I've been screwed a couple times on on different deals. Luckily, it wasn't a lot of money. It was to them, but not to me. Um, you screw me for a couple $100. You're only gonna do it once. But now going back to like I have trusted good suppliers now, and we get decent pricing, and I have good variety, so that allows us to offer good quality botanicals at a very reasonable price, because it's taken a couple years to build up you know your relations. That's the whole thing of business. So now, I got a guy, one of my suppliers now. I can call him, tell him to mail me, you know, 5,000 Indian almond leaves, and he'll drop them in the mail, and I'll pay him later because we trust each other. So, but I've been Caprice. You were going to order some plants, but you've been fighting scuds. Scuds are actually, they're not so great in a shrimp tank, but put some quarries in that tank, and the quarries will love you for those scuds. You need a sample of the botanicals. Only Oscars. A lot of times I put samples in with orders. I'll put like a few different pods. Um, so I usually include, not always, it depends, but usually like in our orders I'll put food samples, sometimes botanical samples. It all depends. But if you wanted just some samples and you wanted to pay, first class mail just for the mail, I'll throw some in a padded envelope and send them to you for the fee of the postage. So, oh, you want an order of like two of everything? Yeah, I could do that. I could do whatever you want. We could work something. So yeah, like I know I know Indian almond leaves I sell separately, but like some of the cashew leaves and stuff, they're all sold. The cashew leaves I could sell individually because they're not in a bag. Indian almond leaves I could sell separately. Cocoa leaves I could sell separately, and then all the pods, every pod I could sell separately. But I can't sell as of right now like mulberry leaves, jackfruit leaves, guava leaves, magnolia leaves. Those are all packaged. They're pre-packaged in a nice retail pack, and I don't want to cut those bags because they're packed like 10 to a bag. But everything else is loose and sold, um, either by the ounce or by the quantity. So I could do that. But and let me see. Liquid Zoo says, remember everyone, anything KJE is promising you that isn't normal and on the website, you'll need to contact him. So, oh yeah, and I appreciate that, Matt. Because using StreamYard right now, you guys asking me questions in StreamYard, when I end this stream, that chat goes away. I don't see it. It comes back like, I don't even know, a week later or whatever. Some of you other people that use StreamYard, you might know, you might be able to answer the question. But I know if I end this stream and I want to look at it an hour later after I ended it, the chat's gone. So the best thing to do is contact me, like Matt suggested on the email he posted. Um, or if you know me on Facebook, you could contact me at my personal Facebook account, or at facebook.com/KJE Aquatics. That's our business page on Facebook. Um, or if you want, when the chat's ended, you could leave a comment below on this on this stream, and I'll be able to read the comment, obviously, and see what you said. So Oh yeah, definitely. Matt said for you guys to sign your emails in the proper way per his suggestion. So yeah, only Oscars. The botanicals, I love them. Botanicals in general, like for for your soft water fish, for your shrimp. But even if you're breeding hard water fish, I mean, if you're breeding cichlids from the Rift Lakes, not so much maybe in the breeding tank, but if you have tanks that you're using for grow out for the fry, I tell people to throw some botanicals in there, throw leaves, throw some pods in there, because they're gonna provide a food source. They also they're anti bacterial. So just the tannins that come from the botanicals are they're really really good. If you go on our website, there's a couple articles. So if you go to our website on the main page, it says, if you scroll down, it says something about, check out Keith's blogs or read Keith's blogs. Click on that. There's some pretty good articles that we put up. There's also one that Gary Lang wrote and sent to us to use, because if you guys know anything about rainbow fish, then you should know the name Gary Lang. I was talking to Gary Lang and we were talking about botanicals, and I sent him a care package, and he really enjoyed what I sent him, and he used some stuff and really liked it, and he did a little write up and he sent it to me, and I asked permission if we could use it, and he was like, absolutely. So that's on our website also. So, all right, let's see what else I got. I see my buddy Thomas here, Mr. Alishan, and yeah, your Oscars will definitely, since they're South American, they'll definitely enjoy the botanicals, um, all of them really. So and just know they're gonna darken your water up depending on how many you use and what type you use. Some are more concentrated than others for sure. So all depends on how many you use, what you use, you know, what size tank it is. Our Indian almond leaves are big. They're not the little leaves. I see people that complained about my prices before, and they say, "Well, I bought this amount of leaves off of Amazon." They showed me the leaves, and I just laughed. But I was like, "Okay, buddy, you got a good deal when you're buying 20 leaves this price for what I sell 20 leaves for, this size." It's like whatever, but not saying our stuff is always the cheapest, but you got to always, when you buy anything, you got to compare apples to apples. But a lot of people don't do that, especially on Facebook. You run into a lot of idiots. So, but that's what Facebook is. So. uh, if your Oscars like to play with a lot of stuff, I wouldn't get anything like really small. So maybe some of the bigger pods in the leaves, they might have fun with those, but I would stay away from maybe the bakuli pods. Might be too small. I just worried about maybe they don't know better. I don't want them to swallow one because I'm not sure if they'll be able to digest it. But I don't know. I don't know your fish. But the bigger ones that they definitely can't keep in their mouth would be something good like sterculia, um, the bale pods, um, the cocoa pods. They're the coconut shells. What else I got? The palm pods. They're not gonna be able to get those in their mouth. Those are big. And then the leaves. Um, the leaves will all be fine. So uh, I don't use acorn pods, Silver Creek. Maybe you can. I don't know. I know the acorns themselves are like really bitter. So I don't know how that will do with the fish. I don't know. But we have bakuli pods that look similar to an acorn, but they're all dried out and it doesn't have any of the, I don't know, the meat on the inside. So um, yeah, I don't know Silver Creek about acorn pods. I never used them. I know uh, I know some people use oak leaves. They'll use dried oak leaves. I know Brienne selling some leaf litter that she collects, and she doesn't live far from me. She lives probably uh 30-40 minutes north of me. So yeah, I mean if Silver Creek, if you use them and it's good, you know that's great. But I don't know. I can't answer that because I don't know. They could push those. Yeah, if you're talking about the big pods, only Oscars, they would definitely probably have fun playing with them. It's like a little, would be like little beach balls, I guess. So, um, Salient Aquatics, I put the Fritz Nature Box in my beta tank, and I'm not sure they liked it. They, if you put the whole box in there, they might not like if it darkened the water up a lot. They might not be accustomed to that, but I think the Fritz Nature Box contains, I forget what it does, or what it has. I know it has some Casuarina cones. I think it has some uh, almond leaves, and I think it has another alder cones. So I think that's what's in that. But well, they should, um, you know, betas in nature come from, you know, softer tea stained water. So I don't see why they wouldn't. Not pea stained, tea stained. Jake thought I said pea stained. But yeah, I don't know. I know I have my good friend Tommy Acker that comes in to chat sometimes and like to mess with me. He breeds beta macrostoma, which is like the holy grail for some that keep betas, and he keeps his beta macrostoma in darker water. But yeah. Matt, I think you still got hole in the head, so you better keep working on that cure. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Salient. So yeah, their nature box has That's what I thought. Has almond leaves, has alder cones, and castor arena cones. I don't know what wood they put in there. They might. Oh, they might put in. It might be catappa bark. So it might. I forget. Um, we sell a lot of Fritz products, but I do not stock the Fritz nature box. I don't have that in stock. So Matt said I was leery because everything I heard before said no, but it worked and cured them. Okay, but it didn't cure the one hole in the head that you got. So Matt, post it on fishfam.link. So yeah, Keith, that's a good idea. So yeah, post that link uh, for that treatment. Yeah, it probably is Silver Creek. Um, I would I would pretty much guarantee because the boxes aren't big. The box is actually smaller than this bag of beef jerky, like a lot smaller, probably half of this. So this, it's probably just pieces of catappa bark. So I lost to Oscar to hole in the head when I was 18 and could never find on the course or the treatment. Oscars are prone to hole in the head. I've never personally kept them, but not just Oscars. It's a lot of the bigger cichlids. So Oscars are prone to getting it. Um, I know even like Sebrums and some of the bigger South American cichlids I've seen get it. Even big angelfish I've seen them get it before too. So I know. I don't know the article that Matt was talking about, but Metro is a good medicine to treat for that, and good quality food and clean water. So I know that for a fact. So yeah, flower horns, another big cichlid. Um, I don't like flower horns personally, but some people do, and that's good to me. Um, but yeah, it's mostly the bigger cichlids, and a lot of it is water quality. So those bigger fish, they stink up the water a lot faster, and you just got to keep up on the water quality a lot. Is what I tell a lot of people. Like good clean water will will prevent a lot of issues regardless of anything. So clean water. You see a lot of people arguing on social media now about doing water changes and this and that. You know what? You're never gonna have. I'm not saying never, but I could tell you you're gonna have a lot less problems with your stock if you do water changes versus not doing water changes. So I could tell you that for a fact. So you know, if you're on the side of not doing water changes, that's fine. You do your own thing. But I can tell you my side of the story. Um, Foxy, you can keep plants in with the Oscar. Most of the time, if those plants are plastic, so they they like to dig and root and play with stuff. So they're probably gonna. You're right, exactly. The Zen, yeah, hole in the head. There's a few different things that can fall under that category. I'm not a vet, so I know Metro is a good medication um, to treat them with, um, and clean water. So, but with Fritz Aquatics, we stock Paraclans. Paraclans is a mix of Metro and Prazi, so I would suggest using that. Fritz also has just straight Metro diazinol or whatever. I don't even know how to pronounce it, but I don't have it in stock, but they have straight Metro that you could buy also. But the Fritz Paraclans is very similar to API General Cure, which is just a mix of Metro and Prazi. So you could treat the tank with that and clean water is what I suggest. I get people send me pictures of their fish, of their tank all the time, and they ask me what's wrong with this fish. I I'm not a vet and I can't tell half the time from a picture. I'm not there. Um, but if they give me like a general idea of what might be wrong, I could offer suggestions. And so usually I offer suggestions. I don't offer a cure because I'm just a dumb fat guy that sells product. But I could tell you what those products are generally good for. So, Caprice, you're between Toledo and Sandusky. I'm actually in. I'm actually in Sandusky, just off the Ohio Turnpike. So I'm at the Motel 6 in Sandusky. That's where we stopped. Yeah, Matt, that's you exactly right. So, um, and the plants need fresh water also. So it's not the plants benefit from stuff other than the nitrates. So Capri says I'm new. I'm from Pennsylvania. Well, I am. I'm new here also, but I ain't staying long. We're we're just driving through. So so Capri says she misses Pennsylvania. You know what I miss? I miss down south. So I moved up to New York 20 years ago from South Alabama, and I do like the South. I don't know when I leave New York. I don't know if I'm going to go back to South Alabama, but I'm going down that way somewhere. Kind of been thinking about Georgia. I was actually born in Georgia, so maybe go back to my motherland. Um, who knows? Um, might go to Puerto Rico. I don't know. Never know. I just know I don't want to live out the rest of my life in the state of New York. I friggin' hate New York. I'm not a Northeast guy, Matt. I was born in Georgia. I was raised in California from 2 to 17. Joined the Navy. Sowed my oats in the Navy. Got out of the Navy when I was 21 years old. So I just did 4 years. And then I got out. And while I was overseas, my mom and my sister sold the property in California, and they were going to move to Florida. I had an uncle living in Florida, and on their drive out, they really enjoyed the Gulf Coast, so they bought a house in Foley, Alabama. I forget what year it was, 1980. I think 1988 or 89, maybe 88 or 89. I forget. I don't know. Um, and then when I got out of the Navy, I processed out Treasure Island, which is just outside of San Francisco, because my intent was to stay in California. That's kind of where I grew up, and I had a lot of friends out there. But when I got out, I couldn't find any decent work. I had a little bit of money saved up, but that money only lasts so long when you don't have a job. And I couldn't find any decent work. I was 21. I thought I knew everything, and the only jobs that were being offered to me were these little chump change like security guard jobs. And I was like, F that. I was like, I'm worth more than that. But then my bank account got smaller, so when I had just enough money to drive back to move back in with mama, and I stayed with mama for a little bit, and then got a job down there, bought a house, and did my own thing, and met my wife, and moved to New York, and that's part of my life story. So, but wait, you did what in the Navy? Sowing oats means something. I Matt, I joined the Navy. We had fun for 4 years, and then I got out. So Foxy says, "How about Wisconsin?" I I'm not a big fan of snow. I really hate snow. I don't like any cold weather like activities. Um, I've been in New York for 20 years. I've only been ice fishing one time. So I'm not, and I like to fish. I just don't. like sitting on a block of ice fishing. Um, so I don't know if I move or when I move, it's going to be to warmer climate. So um, Micro Core says micro. I'm just scrolling chat. Micro and macronutrients in the system. What goes in must come out, or eventually become. Yeah, you right there. So, and we add, like, going back to this. We add fertilizer. I use Thrive fertilizers, and if you just keep adding fertilizers, you're right, and you don't do water changes, you're gonna end up, um, you know, exactly screwing the balance up of the tank, and then you're gonna end up with algae and gunk and nastiness, and yeah. And my tanks ain't pretty, but we still do water changes. Like I said, none of my fish tanks inside are they're work tanks, and I don't clean the glass. Don't care. Um, just because they're work tanks. So I don't have any show tanks. I I've had in the past, but every tank I have, um, for KJE now is a work tank. Even my tubs outside, I did a live the other day. All those tubs, they're basically work tubs too. So those plants that are growing in there, we sell those plants in the tubs. I have fish in there that I'm trying to breed, for fun. My fish are my fun. So all the fish that I keep are my hobby. So plants, and then all the other stuff are what I sell to make money. So I don't necessarily I sell fish. I'll definitely sell fish when numbers dictate, but that's not our our focus. So Matt says my tubs are beautiful. I really enjoy them. I do. And then there's a few plants, Matt, in my tubs that, um, I'll sell them, but I'm gonna grow them out for the the summer, the tub season, and let them get big and beautiful, because I like to look at them. And then, depending, some of them I might overwinter. Um, I have a taro that's not for sale, the taro bikini teeny. That one short that I did with the water on the leaf looked really cool. That was a plant that I brought in last year for to sell, and that was one that never sold for the season. I brought it inside, it ended up being like little bitty thing because it shrunk back, but I put it on top of one of my fish tanks under a light, and it survived the winter. So, um, when it warmed up, I put it back outside, and it's growing beautiful. So now that one's I'm not gonna sell it. That one has sentimental value. And then I have some nice, Canna Cleopatra that are like looking like show quality plants, beautiful plants. So I might bring one inside and overwinter it, so I have it next year. Um, I don't know. Some of those that I keep for the whole season. A couple of the club auctions I go to, the Norwalk Aquarium Society in Connecticut. Some of those plants I'll bring to their club auction, their fall club auction, and then just sell them for whatever they go for at the auction. Um, People get some nice stuff at a deal too at the auction, because the plants will be big. Um, they'll be big, and they might go for $10, which is a steal. Because they're all those plants. They're some of them you could just leave outside, but, even some of the tropicals, the taros, and, the canna, you could overwinter them easy inside. Just bring them in, just as long as they don't freeze. They can get cold. Put a shop light or a little desk light above them, for 4 to 6 hours a day, and just keep them, water. Don't let them dry out, and they'll survive. and then you just put them back out when it warms up next year. So they do good. But some of those cannas, they'll get big. I had a canna last year. I didn't overwinter it because it grew 6 foot tall, and I was like, I'm not keeping that in the house. So I took it to one of the auctions, the club auctions in the fall, and they were thrilled to have it. But most people from Navy are wanted at power plants. Yeah, that's true. I was actually Caprice in the Navy. I was a boiler technician, which was my rate, and basically we ran the ship. We worked in the power plant, so we made the ship move. I was on the USS Midway, which is aircraft carrier, which is now. And I'm glad they didn't chop this one up and scrap it, because they did that with some of the other ships, and it's kind of sad. But the Midway is now in San Diego, and it's a museum. So if you guys are ever going to San Diego or from San Diego, and you go into the harbor of San Diego, you'll see the USS Midway, and then that was my home for 3.5, almost 4 years. So had a lot of good times on it. That was a good ship. It was a good ship, and I guarantee you that if it was needed, there's enough of us old fuckers that could get it going, guaranteed. So, what you doing over there, Ding Dong?
Thanks, so.
Just scrolling up. I see there's still 11 people here hearing me BS. There's a song by Zach Deputy called "Put It in the Bookie." Oh, that's funny. Yeah, because that was me, basically. Yeah. Yep. I was an Army brat, so that's my mom and dad actually grew up in New Jersey, in Newark, New Jersey, which is a sewer of a city. It's a big city just outside of New York City. So that's where they grew up. And when my dad joined the Army, I don't know, in the early 60s, they went all over. I was born in 1969 in Fort Benning, Georgia. And from there, my dad got stationed in Fort Ord, California when I was 2. And that was his final deployment or base or whatever you call it. And he retired from the military after 21 years. And my mom liked, at the time, California wasn't all screwed up like it is now. My mom liked that area. We were in Monterey County. So if you guys know anything about California, Monterey's a beautiful area. The climate's fabulous. You don't need a heater. You don't need an air conditioner, basically. So she liked the area, and so that's where she wanted to stay. So that's where I grew up. But I graduated high school at 17, and we didn't have the money for me to go to college, and I didn't really have the desire to go to college. I wanted to be like a soldier of fortune, like gung ho knucklehead, and I was going to join the Marine Corps. And where I went to, the recruiter was in a little strip mall. So in one office was the Marines, right next to them was the Navy, and right next to them was Air Force and Army. So all 4 branches were there. Coast Guard wasn't there. That's not really real military anyway. So if you're in the Coast Guard, sorry if I offend you, but you're just a harbor police. But anyways,
it's just the facts.
So
anybody in
yeah, but Um, anyways, yeah, I was joining the Marine Corps, and I went in and I talked to the recruiter. I was all set on what I was going to do. I was going to do like aviation mechanics, working on helicopters. That was the MOS I was signing up for. I didn't take the ASVAB yet. I was going to do that like shortly after, and then as long as my test scores, you know, were good for that job, that's what I was going to do. But when I left there, I walked out and I wasn't really feeling it 100%. But and that these recruiters are shady. But the Navy recruiter was standing outside his office smoking a cigarette, and anyways, he just small talk, and then he was like, "Hey, come in here. You want to talk?" So I ended up talking to him, and told the Marine Corps to suck it, and I joined the Navy. So that Marine recruiter, he was pissed, but anyways, I'm glad I joined the Navy over the Marine Corps. I can tell you that, because what I did in the Navy was actually something that, and not saying that the Marine Corps I couldn't have, but I feel the Navy offers more jobs that you can relate to the civilian life. That's just what I feel. Only Oscar's been to Fort Ord. Yeah, I went to school on Fort Ord from kindergarten to second grade, and then my dad we my dad got out of the army when I think I was in the second grade, and we moved just to a small town outside of Fort Ord. We moved to a little place called Castroville, and we lived there for a little bit, renting, and then my mom bought a house in Watsonville, which is it was actually still in Monterey County. So I didn't go to Santa Cruz County schools. I went to schools in North Monterey County School District. So um, you emailed my site. Okay, I'll look at it. I could check my email on my phone later when I get off of this. So I'll look see what you said. Artichokes, yeah. What's funny, June, is I went to North Monterey County High School, and our high school right across the street was artichoke fields as far, no lie, as far as you could see, like well over 2 miles of artichoke fields, like right across the street from my high school, which is is in our high school. It was in Castroville, just outside the little town, and Castroville, California, is known as the artichoke capital of the world. So yeah, I know that area very well, um, and I love the area. I just don't. I can't deal with the California politics, and that state, like, politically is so screwed right now. It's ridiculous, and I don't. It's not going to get fixed. There's no way it's going to get fixed. That state is. I mean, if you don't agree with me, I'm sorry. I just say it like it is. But California is so far gone politically. Yeah. Almond trees. I love almonds too. So yeah, I love. Yeah, Jake said I like nuts, but I like pistachios too. So I think they grow a lot of pistachios. Not where I lived in California, but I think they grew a bunch. Um, I know where our house was in Watsonville, in Prunedale, Watsonville, right across the street. I grew up right across the street from acres of strawberries. So I don't even like strawberries that much anymore, because growing up, when we first moved there, I was like, this is heaven. And the owner of the property, he was really cool. I still remember Mr. DeMoss, like the old farmer. Um, he had told me when we first moved there, he says, I don't mind you kids, you know, eating the strawberries. He says, if you pick them, make sure you wash them, because, they used a lot worse pesticides then. Um, But all he asked us, he says, eat as many strawberries as you want. He says, just don't damage my fields. So we always respected his property and what he did there. And for a while, I filled up on strawberries. And did I wash them? No, that's probably what's wrong with me. But now I don't even like strawberries that much. So yeah, I hear you. Just moving tanks is a pain in the butt, but my mom, my mom got fed up when she moved, and it wasn't like I said. That was '88 or '89, and it probably started going south about that time. She got fed up. Property taxes kept going up every year, like not by a little bit either. And she pretty much said, "F it," you know. And she sold the property for a pretty good amount, more than what she bought it for. Excuse me, and moved to South Alabama, and that was it. So, Liquid Zoo, the California produces probably, I don't know what percent, but it's a huge percentage of like the food grown that we eat throughout the United States, and probably a lot of other parts of the world too. But like all your produce, like where um, I lived in the area between like in Monterey County and Salinas, Watsonville. That whole area was like it was like all the produce. If you go to the grocery store, you look at the produce section. All that shit was grown like where I grew up. So you broccoli, cauliflower, artichokes, strawberries, friggin' avocados. I'm just trying to think what else. They grew a lot of not sweet potatoes, but sugar beets. So you get a lot of your sugar from sugar cane plus sugar beets. Um, they grew a ton of that. What else they grow? Oh, friggin' like green beans and snow peas and snap beans and raspberries, blackberries. That shit was like that's where I grew up. It was all over the place. So it's pretty cool. And they still grow it all out there. I don't know how they doing it with no water, but they doing it. So you know, they have no pipelines because they won't allow them to be put in. So that goes back to the politics in the state government, and they want to keep those prices high. They want to keep people dependent on welfare. So, and that's my view. So take it for what it is. But I don't know. The state is really, really messed up. But that politically, the state itself is beautiful. Um, like I said, I where I lived in Monterey County was it's like one of the prettiest places I ever been. It's where I learned to scuba dive, and I've I've dove in many places, different parts of the world, and still my all time favorite place to dive is Monterey Bay. It's a favorite, cold, but diving in the kelp beds and the kelp forest is to me like that's the best place I ever dove. And I've dove in some very pretty water, in the Bahamas and the Philippines and Australia. To me, my favorite place is Monterey Bay. So, oh, so yeah, a lot of she says I haven't been out there, June. I haven't. been to California since the last time I was out there was 1990. I think it was 1992. So I got out in 91. I went back for a visit. Might have been 92, might have been 93, but that's the last time I was in California. So I don't know. I know I told you I grew up across from strawberry fields. I do know that that turned into a housing development because I looked at it from like Google Maps, like at my old address, and yeah, that it's not strawberry fields no more. It's a housing development. So I that rings a bell. Reservation Road rings a bell. Um, so yeah, the beaches in that area, and even if you go like north of Monterey up to Aptos and Santa Cruz is a beautiful area. So and we used to go to Santa Cruz a lot. There was like a boardwalk, a little amusement park right on the beach in Santa Cruz. So Santa Cruz Beach and Boardwalk. I remember going there a bunch when I was a kid. Loved that place. A lot of fun. I don't even know if it's still there anymore. So, oh yeah, definitely. Like in between like we're like Castroville and Monterey, there is a town called Marina, and they used to along the beaches right there. They used to do a lot of hang gliding. I remember seeing them all the time. I never did it, but used to see them. So yeah. What time you got? I got it here. Merced. Merced is like in-state, right? Isn't Merced around like Fresno? I think. I know the name. I just can't remember because I haven't looked at a map of California in a long time. But I think Merced's around Fresno. But correct me if I'm wrong. So I know like the Fresno area gets hot as heck. Um, oh, 89 miles to Yosemite. So you were north of me, but you're like further, not on the coast. It was further inland. So yep, it does get hot. I had friends that lived in Stockton, and I uh, used to go up, hang out with them up in Stockton, and I know the heat, like in that valley, it's fucking brutal, man. Because I lived, on the coast, so I lived right, probably. We lived probably 3 to 4 miles from Monterey Bay, not like on a beach area, but to the inlet to the bay itself. I was like 3 4 miles, but yeah, I know Stockton for sure. It get like just brutally hot. So and they grow where they used to grow a lot of stuff up that way too. So I don't know. Like I said, I haven't been back in California in a long time. I haven't been back down to Alabama since I think it's been a while since I went anywhere really. Like I think the last time I was in Alabama was 2012, maybe. That's the last time I was down there. So it's mostly just staying up in the Northeast. This trip right here that I'm doing this week for the ACA is probably the furthest out I've been from New York in a long, long time. So, but I travel around all over the New England area all the time, and then into Pennsylvania. But this trip out to Wisconsin, this is a pretty good haul. It's definitely a pretty good haul. It's I think close to 1,000 miles, 900 and something. So, so Yeah, Stockton is a disaster. It wasn't that nice when I was back there, and that was the last time I went to Stockton was 1991. So it wasn't it wasn't that nice back then. So um, Sacramento, I've only been to a couple times, so I don't really know the city, but I've been there, but it's been a long time. In Fresno, I've been there, but I don't know the city either. Um, and it so I don't really know how it is. Um, but yeah, Stockton wasn't nice really back in the early '90s. But I have friends there, so we'd go hang out, go down to the river, do some fishing, drink some beer. So that's what we did back in the old days. Good fish stores in Fresno. Okay.
We're fighting against those redcoats.
Yeah, I don't. Yeah, I don't know. Nah, I don't want no candy. Maybe. But you have a PetSmart. I hate pet. I don't hate it, but I don't like the big box stores. Um, I really don't shop there. Um, PetSmart and Petco, I really don't even shop there for my cats. We have a small chain out this way. You might have them out there too, called Pet Supply Plus. So I have one that's not far from me in New York, and I'll buy cat food there on occasion. But their fish selection's terrible. Even their like supplies are terrible. So, but I will go there and buy cat food. But PetSmart and Petco, I really don't shop there at all for anything. So, uh, I don't even really shop at Walmart. My wife likes Walmart, but I hate going there. And you guys remember when Walmart used to have fish? That was shit was a joke, like terrible. Um, I don't even know how they got away with some of the shit that they used to do at Walmart in their fish department. But
They definitely did not have anybody certified to even work with that sort of section.
I don't even know.
They definitely had like fresh 18-year-olds picking up fish, not knowing what they're doing, and bagging them with no air. Like they definitely did that.
Yeah, I don't know. So the biggest fish store in Cali is in Fresno, like a Costco for fish. There's one I haven't been to it, but there's one in Pennsylvania. I think it's called That Fish Place. I heard it's like really big, and I've been wanting to check it out. I know there's people from the fish fam that go there, but that's one store I want to check out in Pennsylvania. Um, I think I want to say that's where they hold one of the swaps. I think I don't know. I don't know who's in the chat now, but I think it's called That Fish Place. Big store in Pennsylvania. New York, New York, maybe down by the city. New York might have some, and I'm not familiar with the stores. They might have some good local fish stores, but upstate New York is like a dead zone. New York's a big state, and the fish stores are few and far between, and there's only one um, that I say is like decent. All the other ones are no. I say two. There's two that are decent, but then the other ones are trash. So that's kind of I got into business in doing KJE for several reasons, but one reason was the um, lack of a good fish store in my area, basically. Because the one fish store that's decent, in my opinion, their prices are real high. They have like a good selection of fish and get you fish, but their prices are high on fish and everything else, like really high, like like stupid high. So, and that goes on plants too. So I used to, you know, propagate a lot of my own plants, and then I couldn't keep up. Anybody that grows plants, um, once you start selling them and you get a decent reputation, people come back to you, and you can't keep up with the demand. So that got me thinking. I didn't want to buy them and then keep growing them. I not buy them from the local fish store and grow them. I just found out where I can get wholesale and started doing that. And so we started KJE, basically selling plants and some of the fish that I bred. And then we have since, over the years, we have since, bringing on other goods just through, knocking on doors and talking to people, going to shows like the ACA and talking to some of the manufacturers, going to shows. They didn't have Aquashella when I started. Aquashella, they did. I might take that back. But Aquashella, like the first few Aquashellas were like in Chicago area only. Um, but they had another show called Aquatic Experience, and they had one of those in North Jersey. So I went to that and started talking to a lot of people. So making business contacts. So that's kind of, and then over the years, and it's not been many because we ain't been in business that long, but we've grown every year since we started, and we bring on new products. So, and I try to only sell the best products. So you won't see me selling a lot of the stuff that you could buy at your local pet store or your Pet Smart or Petco. Because in my opinion, a lot of those brands that they sell are not the best. Not that they're garbage, but they're definitely not the best. So I like Elria, Ohio, called Caprice goes to Costco for dog food. Okay. You have a lot of them. Pet Plus, yeah, Pet Supply Plus. They're okay. Orange, you glad you're in? Yeah, Patty. We stopped driving. I don't know, 7:30 or something like that. So we drove a little over 500 miles, maybe 530, 540 miles. We would have got further, but we got jammed up in a stupid, not a traffic accident, but um, a traffic jam, um, just outside of Cleveland. And it was all due to road construction, and they weren't even friggin' working on the road. They coned it off to one lane, so that jammed everything up. Orange. Talking about my shirt. Let me see. All right. Anyways, guys, I've been on here for an hour and a half, and I think I'm gonna chill out, watch some TV for a little bit, and hit the hay because I got to get up kind of early. Um, not too early, but I want to get up and get back on the road. And we'll try to go live in the morning. It seemed to work better then till it got hot, and then once it got hot, um, oh, I wasn't sure what you were talking about. Yeah, that it sure is orange, but yeah, they probably got the paint free, so you get what you get. So, yeah.
Not really.
We're Patty. We're in a Motel 6, so um, this isn't the Ritz Carlton. So it's cheap. It's clean though. It's clean. So and that's all I care about. I don't want no dirty hotel room. It's clean. It's in a reasonably decent area. It seems like there's a big RV park like right across the street. So I think we're all right. Yep, you're right. It'll be nice and cheery in the morning. Um, Yep. But anyways, I'm gonna kick it and go, and I'll try to go live in the morning when we go back, get back on the road before it gets too hot, because that sun coming through the window kept effing my phone up, making it trip out. Plus the reception for for a little while was really crappy. So maybe it'll get better. But anyways, I'll talk to you guys later, and maybe I'll see you guys tomorrow on the live stream. But peace out.